welcome our listeners who who who've been following our question and answer session. Today we will begin this month's question and answer. How many questions we have today?
33.
33, okay. So we have to start a little bit early.
Yeah.
Go ahead with question number 1.
Question number 1 from Mahesh Putana in
From the time you begin your day, when you get up, when you open your eyes, don't let your mind think aimlessly or independently. You should stop your thinking by reciting a mantra such as Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. You should only let the mind think only when you have to think, like when what you have to do, things like that. But if you don't have any reason to think, you should not let it think. You should use a mantra to prevent it from thinking. If you recite a mantra like Bhutto, Bhutto, then you cannot think about other things. The second method is to focus on your body, to concentrate, watch what your body is doing at the moment. If you're brushing your teeth, just focus on brushing your teeth. If you're washing your face, just keep washing your face. Don't let your mind think about other things. Then you will have mindfulness.
question number 2 from Danny Teo, Singapore. As we have 6 kinds of senses, can we be mindful in listening to 2 conversations because we have 2 ears, and at the same time looking at the current action with our eyes, and also smelling the air with our nose? I'm now confused with the meaning of mindfulness. Can we be mindful in multitasking?
Being mindful is actually mean to be focused only on one object. Focus your mind on one object. The purpose of mindfulness is to concentrate your mind, to make your mind become still, not distracted. If you use multitasking, your mind will be distracted. And when your mind becomes distracted, your mind can become restless and agitated. But if you are focused on one object, your mind will be concentrated and will be still, will not be agitated or restless.
Question number 3 from Rose Bundaberg, Australia. I practice Anapanasati, mindfulness of the breath. My breathing stops a lot and for quite a long period of time. Then the focus is gone and the mind can drift. At that moment, I try to let the mind rest in awareness with some success. Nevertheless, the focus is lost. Is there any better solution?
When you have nothing to focus on, you can use a mantra to replace your breath. Like if you cannot focus on your breath, then you can recite a mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Then you can still have mindfulness that way.
Question number 4 from Warren Andrew, Rockhampton, Queensland, Australia. When a person who had lived a virtuous life by the Dhamma and be reborn into the next life with great wealth, therefore he may be tempted to live a luxurious lifestyle or to have many women, etc. So he loses all the progress from his previous life. If we were reborn via reincarnation from past life that we cannot remember, how do we learn from our past mistakes?
See, what we have learned this life is being recorded in our consciousness. So we know when something, we learn when we go through life, what is good and what is bad, and these are recorded in our consciousness. So in your next life, when you run into the same problem, you will know that this is not good for you, and you will try to avoid it. So you will not forget. It's just recorded. It's just a matter of how strong these messages are being recorded. If they are not strong, you might not remember it. But if it's strong, that means if you keep repeating, keep reminding yourself, then it can be strong. It will be a strong reminder in your next life.
Next question. Question number 6 from Debbie Jonas, Canada. Question number 5 from Canada. My father has died. His mother, who is close to 100 years old, is still alive. Some people want to keep this information about my dad from her. But I think we should tell her because she is very smart and she will be very hurt if she finds out accidentally. Do you think it's okay not to tell her about my dad? But on the other hand, as my grandmother lives in another country, I feel it's not my business. Is this the correct way to look at this situation?
You can do it either way, really. It's up to you what you think should be done. If you think she should know, then you tell her. If you think that she shouldn't know, then you don't tell her. You're not breaking any precept by not telling anything, by not saying anything. But you must not give the wrong information that he is still alive. When he's dead, then this is not the right thing to do. But to tell the truth or not to tell the truth is not considering breaking the precept. If you don't say the truth, but you don't say falsehood.
Question number 6 from Deborah Jones, Canada. Sometimes I raise my voice or speak firmly to people because this is the type of language they seem to respond to. Afterward, I feel badly because I may hurt other people by yelling at them. Why do I feel bad afterwards, even though it helped me get my way?
That's because you did it out of anger. See, you were emotional when you used this. But if you have mindfulness and you know ahead before you use this strong language, that you know it as a tool to send a signal to people of your displeasure, then you will not feel bad because you did it not out of anger or emotion.
Question number 7 from Alexander May, United States. How do you deal with competitive nature and comparing yourself to others? For example, I am better off or I'm worse off than others.
Well, try not to compare yourself to other people. You should compare yourself to yourself by using the standard that the Buddha has established for you to use as a measurement of how you should measure yourself, such as keeping the precepts. Can you keep the 5 precepts? Can you become generous? Are you generous? Are you charitable? Are you kind? These are the things that you should compete with, not with other people. So you first need to study the teaching of the Buddha to know what the Buddha wants you to become. And then you try to compete yourself toward that standard.
Question number 8 from Tom from Germany. Dear Ajahn, I would like to ask you whether you can do an MP3 guided meditation about the 32 parts of the body. I think this would be very helpful for many practitioners and I can listen to it many times and then I can practice it on my own.
He wants to use the 32 parts as the method of meditation?
Yeah, and record in the MP3 version.
Want me to record it for him?
Yes.
No, I cannot remember in English. You just have to open up the book and read the 32 parts. Hair of the head, hair of the body, nail, teeth, skin, sinew, muscle, bones, heart, lung, so forth. You can look up in the internet.
I think what he meant is a guided meditation about 32 parts, how to do it. And
it's just like using anything, like using your breath. Instead of using your breath, you just use the 32 parts. It's like a mantra. The 32 parts is like a mantra. You just keep reciting these parts, then it will stop your mind from thinking about other things. That's the whole purpose of doing this thing, is to stop your mind from thinking aimlessly. Because these 32 parts or these mantras, they don't create any emotion. They will still your mind. They will make your mind become peaceful.
next question, question number 9 from United States. How do I deal with the guilty feeling when my parents must spend money on me?
Just think that they owe you. In your previous life, you must have spent a lot of money on them. So in this life they have to spend a lot of money on you. So what you should do is try to spend it wisely, make it worth their while. They don't mind spending money on you. So your duty is to spend it wisely and profitably, so they can become happy.
Question number 10 from Said Masood, Montreal, Canada. I follow Goenka method and Sayagi Ubakin method. I have a condition called fibromyalgia where the body is aching all the time and the nerve system is very sensitive. In the past, I used to be able to get into jhana. However, the body reactions outside jhana are very strong. Lately, I even lost my concentration ability after the mind is overpowered by strong sankhara or fear. And it has been 2 years that I developed aversion to meditation. Is there something you can advise?
Yeah, you can use a mantra or a chant. Yeah. Keep chanting or keep reciting a mantra. Then you can stop your thoughts from thinking about fear and things that you don't like. Yeah. Okay. Try to use a mantra. Try to develop a habit of using a mantra. Like Bhutto, 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 Bhutto.
Question number 11 from Danilo Camasa, Italy. Are heaven and hell a physical place or a state of mind?
They are what you call dream state of mind. Like when you're not using the body, when you go to sleep or when you die, you don't use the body. Then the mind will enter into a dream-like state, in which you will have either good dreams or bad dreams. Good dreams are caused by your good karma, and bad dreams are caused by your bad karma. So bad dreams is called hell, or the unwanted realms of existence, and good dreams are called heaven, the different level of heavens. They are the result of your good karma.
Question number 12 from Italy. Do asuras and devas have physical bodies or do they just have mental bodies?
That's mental body. They are in a dream-like state of mind. They dream about good things, then they become devas. If they dream about bad things, they become demons. Yeah.
Question number 13 from Dr. Ravi Ranatunge, Australia. Venerable Sir, I'm following your talks on YouTube. Please explain that when everything is impermanent, how can the mind be permanent?
Because there are things that are permanent. There are the 6 basic elements that are permanent. They are the 4 elements, the earth, water, wind and fire. The 5th element is called the mind or the consciousness, the knowing element, which is the mind. And the 6th is the space elements. These are the 6 elements that are not considered to be impermanent. They are always there. While the other thing, they are considered to be impermanent because they rise and cease.
Question number 14 from Katrina Lezaik, Australia. I'm always struggled with having a low income. Is it a bad karma and what does it mean?
It's just that you're not making lots of money, that's all. It's no problem. If you have low income, then your spending should be low also. Just try to live within your means, then everything is still okay. Never live beyond your means, then you can get into trouble.
Question number 15 from Joni Chiang, Indonesia. Although I'm not sleepy, I always yawn during meditation and it distracts my concentration. How to stop yawning during meditation?
You should change your position. Instead of sitting, you should get up and walk instead. You should do walking meditation. Then you can get rid of your drowsiness that way.
Question number 16. In walking meditation, should I recite the mantra or should I focus on my feet?
You can do both, either one if you like. If you like to focus on your feet, just keep watching your feet. Left, right, left, right. Or you can use a mantra.
Question number 17 from Swante. I practice mindfulness for a few hours after I get up from bed. Then I go to work. I continue my practice of mindfulness again after I come back from work. Is this the correct way?
You should practice mindfulness during work also. You should be mindful with what you do only. Don't think about other things. Then you will have continuous mindfulness that way.
Question number 18. I do standing meditation. Is this the right way?
If it works for you, then you can do it also. There are 4 postures of meditation: walking, standing, sitting, and lying down. But the 4th one is not preferable because it's easy for you to go to sleep. So you can use the other 3. You like standing, you can use it. You like walking, you can use it. You like sitting, you can also use it. Just watch for the result, which one is best for you.
Question number 19 from Mariam Jasayeri, South California, United States. You mentioned that this world is made from the interaction of the 6 elements. How did these 6 elements come to exist to begin with?
The Buddha said he tried to answer this question himself, and he found it impossible to do. It's an imponderable. So don't waste your time. It's not necessary to know how or when. It's necessarily on how to manage your mind, not to become involved and become sad with these things. So the important thing is not to know how these things start or where it begins. The important thing is how to teach your mind to know how to deal with them. That's all.
So, question number 20. Where is the origin of the mind? Where is it from? And how is it created?
That's the same thing. The Buddha said it's useless question, useless answer. You should the Buddha said instead of asking how the mind begins, you should say how to make the mind become happy. That is more important. Right now your mind is not happy, so you want to find out how to make it happy. Once you know how to make it happy, and you can make it happy. Once you're happy, then you don't care how the mind starts.
Question number 21. Is abortion forbidden in Buddhism?
Yes, it's considered killing. Yeah.
Question number 22. What is the 6th sense organ?
The six sense organ, actually there are 5 from the body, which is the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. These are considered the 5 sense organs. The 6th one is the thought. This is not in the body, it's in the mind. So these are called the 6th sense organ. I think the 6th one is not the sense organ, it's more a mental, a thought organ. It's not sense. But you can use it as a sense also.
Question number 23 from Flora Tan, Indonesia. I want to learn meditation from the very basic. How to start meditation for beginner?
First you have to develop mindfulness. You have to be able to control your thought. Stop your thought as much as possible. And there are two general methods that we use here. One is to recite a mantra. If you can keep reciting a mantra, regardless of what you do, when you do things that you don't need to think, then you should recite a mantra. Like when you're taking a shower, washing your clothes, eating, this thing doesn't need any thinking. You can, and if your mind wants to think aimlessly, then you should use a mantra to stop it. Recite a mantra such as Bhutto, Bhutto. If you don't like a mantra, then you can either concentrate, then you can just focus or watch what your body is doing. If you're eating, you have to watch from the time you spoon the food, put it in your mouth, chew, and then swallow, and then restart the cycle again. Spoon the food, put in your mouth, and chew the food and swallow. You have to be this mindful in order to stop your mind from thinking. So this is the second method, is to keep concentrating on what you do. Then when you have this kind of mindfulness, when you sit, then you can use your breath as your object of concentration. You can keep watching your breath at the tip of the nose. when it enters and when it leaves the body. It will leave and enter at the tip of the nose. You just keep watching at that point. Don't follow the breath in or don't follow it out. Just keep watching. Don't manage the breath. Don't force the breath to be short or long. Leave the breath alone. The breath will change naturally. When it first starts, it will be short, but as the mind becomes peaceful and calm, and the body is rested, then it will be longer and softer. So just beware. Just know what the breath is. Don't manage the breath. Use the breath as an anchor to stop your mind from thinking about other things. If you can do this, your mind will eventually become still and very happy. Then you know that the true happiness is within yourself. Then you won't need to go look for anything to make you happy, if you can succeed in your meditation.
Question number 24. At which point of my nose or nostril should I pay attention to when the air is inhaled and exhaled?
Well, you can feel it, whichever point that you can feel the air, either the nostril or above the lips, the area above the lips. Just watch it there.
Question number 25. Could you please explain the difference between samatha and vipassana?
Samatha is the practice of calming the mind, stilling the mind, such as using your breath as your object of concentration. You want to stop your mind from thinking, so you need to keep the mind busy doing something else, such as watching the breath. If you can keep watching the breath, then eventually your mind will stop thinking and will become still and happy. This is what we call samatha bhavana, the practice of developing samadhi. Once you have samadhi, then the next step, when you withdraw from samadhi, when your mind starts to think, then you teach the mind to think in the way of the truth of existence, namely that everything in this world are made up of the three characteristics. Everything is impermanent. Everything will make you sad because they will change. They will disappear from you. And the third characteristic is you cannot control them. You cannot force them to make you happy all the time. Sometimes they make you happy and sometimes they will make you sad. So if you know this, then you will not want to have them. See, right now you see things you like, you say, if I get this, I will be happy. But you forget that this thing that you get, it will eventually turn into something else. When this thing turns into something else or disappear, then the happiness that you get from this thing will disappear, and then the sadness, the bad feeling will take place, will replace that happiness. This is the way of developing wisdom or the right knowledge, so that your mind will not become deceived by what it thinks. Right now the mind is being driven by delusion. It thinks not in terms of reality. It thinks in terms of what it thinks it's good for itself. But in fact, nothing in this world is good for the mind. Everything will sooner or later will hurt the mind, because everything will change, everything will disappear. This is vipassana, seeing things or teaching the mind the thing as they really are, not as what the mind thinks they are. They are anicca, impermanent, dukkha, make you sad, make you unhappy. Anatta, you cannot control them.
Question number 26, the same from Indonesia. I get sleepy easily. How can I overcome that?
Well, first of all, if you eat a lot, you have to reduce your consumption of food. Like eating once a day, because eating a lot can make you become sleepy. So if you can reduce your intake of food, this will help reduce your sleepiness, but not all. Even if you eat once a day, you can still eat a lot, and it can still make you sleepy. So So when you're sleepy and you want to meditate, you should take the walking position. Instead of sitting, you should use walking meditation instead. Instead of watching your breath, focusing on your breath, you can focus on your feet. Keep watching your feet, left, right as you walk. This is another way of meditating. Although it might not give you the completely calm like the sitting position, but at least this will be a way of overcoming your sleepiness. You can walk until you feel you're awake. Once you're awake and you might be tired of walking, then you can come back and sit and continue on with your meditation.
Question number 27. How to overcome pain? If I'm in pain, should I keep focusing on my breath or should I look at my pain?
See, the cause of your stress from the pain is your desire to get rid of the pain. So if you think of the pain, you will naturally want to get rid of it. So it's better not to look at the pain, because when you look at the pain, you want to get rid of it. And when you cannot get rid of it, you become stressful. But if you can concentrate on something else, such as a mantra or on your breath, then you can forget about the pain, and your mind will not react to the pain by having the desire to get rid of it. Then when you have no desire to get rid of the pain, then there will be no stress. Then you can coexist with the pain that way. So you need a mantra, you need an object to focus your attention on. But if you think you can focus your attention on your breath and make your mind calm, you can also do that. But usually that is not usually the case, because when you know it's painful, it will be automatic. You will have the desire to get rid of that pain. So it's better not to know the pain, not to pay attention to the pain, and focus on something else. Then your mind will not be stressed that way, be stressful that way.
Question number 28 from Alfian Wijaya, Indonesia. I practice Anapanasati as my object of meditation. When I'm meditating, I'm confused whether my breathing is a natural breathing or a controlled breathing. Does Ajahn have a method to distinguish it, whether it's a natural breathing or a controlled one?
Don't worry, let it be whatever it is. It's not important. The purpose of using the breath is to keep the mind busy, to make the mind have something to do, to watch, so that it cannot go and think about other things. So it doesn't matter whether your breath is natural or forced. Just keep watching it. Watching it come in, watching it go out, so that you cannot go think about other things. That's the purpose, to stop your mind from thinking about other things. So just keep watching. Don't worry whether it's natural or it's not natural. It's not important. What's important is to stop your mind from thinking, even about the breath itself. See, when you sit and you start thinking whether it's natural or not unnatural, then you are thinking. If you do this, then you will not be able to calm your mind. So don't think, just keep watching.
Question number 29 from Ho Xian Ting. I am 26 years old. I withdraw from my study in university about a year ago. The reason is because I did not do well in my study, and so I fall into depression. My parents ordered me to stop studying. I felt that some kilesa arises in my mind, saying that I should finish my study because it only left one semester to graduate. I'm working now, but I really wish to finish my study. Will it be too late for me to go back to study as I have left it for a year? Please tell me how to solve this.
Well, first of all, whether the university will accept you back or not. If they do accept you back, then what you need to do is to be diligent in your study. You should try to concentrate all your effort on your study. If you do this, then you can finish. Just thinking that if you could have done 3 years, why could not you do another year? The reason why you didn't do it maybe because your mind was distracted. It was thinking about some other thing or doing other things. But if you somehow can organize yourself and force yourself to stick to your study, I think you will be able to complete your university study.
Question number 30 from Annie Mel. I get easily upset and angry due to my dislike to seeing how people behave at work. It frustrates me and makes me feel wanting to leave my job. I try to be patient and telling my mind that those people's behaviors are out of my control and I just need to control my mind. However, at times, I just want to give up and avoid dealing with these colleagues. What should I do?
Well, what you lack is mindfulness. If you have mindfulness, you can make your mind calm and neutral, and it will not react to what you see or what you hear. So this is what you need to do, is to develop a lot of mindfulness. Even before you go to work, when you prepare to go to work, you should already start developing mindfulness by reciting a mantra or by keep watching what you are doing with your body. And when you go to work, just don't pay attention to things that you don't need to have to pay attention to. Just focus only on what you do and ignore everything else. Then your mind will not be disturbed by what you see or what you hear. And when you stay at home or when you're at work and you have time, find a room somewhere where you can sit down and meditate. Keep focusing your mind on your breath or on a mantra. This will calm your mind, and this will bring your mind to neutrality, in which it will not react to things that it sees or hears. So this is what you need to do a lot of when you have a spare time. Namely, develop mindfulness as you go along in your daily life, doing things. You should be mindful, either using a mantra or using what you do as the object of your concentration. And when you have spare time, free time, then find a quiet corner somewhere and sit down and meditate. This will help you greatly because it will make your mind calmer and less reactive.
Question number 31 from Lim Cheng Bun, Singapore. I'm disturbed by spirits. I moved to a new house on 16 March 2018. 4 days later, when I slept, I saw an unseen being touching my private part. A few days later, when I was asleep, around 3 a.m., I felt my chest area were being pressed down. I woke up and ran out of the house. I went to Wat Palilai and sought advice, but Ajahn Keng avoided my question. Another monk blessed me and gave me a white string to hang around my neck. However, the disturbance continues. A few days later, I had a wet dream and saw a female ghost doing an oral sex on me. I chant and share merits, but this don't help. I'm afraid to go back to sleep. Please advise.
Well, you can look at this thing as like watching a movie. Yeah. They cannot hurt you. They can only scare you, make you happy or make you sad. So just tell yourself that you're just watching a movie, and don't react. Just let it happen. Let it come and let it go. If you can do this, then it will be all right. It's just it's just like a mirage. It's something that is not real. It's like watching a movie. Really, that's all they are. Because you still exist, right? All these things happened to you, and they came and they went. Yeah. So let them come and let them go. Don't react to them. Then you'll be okay if you can do this. Just tell your mind, remind yourself, this is just a dream. This is just like a movie. Yeah. It will happen. It will come to pass. Just tell yourself, it will come to pass. It will come to pass. Let it be. Let it be.
Question number 32 from R.J. Sent. I want to ask you about Sakyan tattoo. Tattoo.
Tattoo.
Tattoo.
In Buddhism, we don't have anything as we don't study tattoo. Tattoo is just a kind of art, that you draw something, draw a picture on your body. That's all. And people think that there's a magical power relating to this, which is just not true. Because everybody who has tattoo eventually die.
Last question actually, can I ask you do you have any idea what is this picture? Your answer is very important. So can I show หลวงพ่อ the picture?
Okay. เดี๋ยวหนูหยิบมาให้ดูหน่อย Looks like a thumb drive. Okay. The Buddha said, whatever you see, if you don't know what it is, just leave it alone. Just look at it as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Okay. They come and go. If you want to know and you cannot get the answer, you can become dissatisfied. So just leave it alone. What you don't know doesn't hurt you. Okay. All right. These are all the questions for this month. Thank you for sending these questions. And if you still have any more questions, please do send them. And I'll be happy to answer them. In the meantime, please practice and please move forward in your meditation practice. May all beings be well and happy.